Tails falls in love with Amy Rose, and Sonic gets jealous in Sonic 4, the movie. Amy Rose saves Sonic from Metal Sonic's deadly attack, and after the event, Sonic is left in shock, instantly remembering Amy Rose from their childhood on their home planet. Amy had always been in love with him since the day she met him, and although Sonic found her annoying at first, deep down he began to feel affection for her. That affection soon grew into a love as strong as hers. The problem was that Sonic could be super fast and powerful, but when it came to feelings, he was clueless. He couldn't find a way to tell Amy Rose how much he cared about her. But now Sonic would have to learn the hard way because he had competition. His best friend Tails had also fallen head over heels for Amy Rose. Besides saving Sonic, Amy Rose also rescued Knuckles and Tails from the claws of the Metal Sonics. This, of course, left Tails struck by love. He fell for the pink hedgehog at first sight. Later, while Team Sonic was at Lord Donna's house planning how to defeat this new threat, Tails was there too. But instead of using his mega brain to contribute to the plan, he was mesmerized, drooling over Amy Rose as if she were a cold soda in the middle of a desert. Sonic, annoyed, and with good reason, since he felt the same for Amy Rose only with even greater intensity, knew the priority was to focus on saving Earth. But Tails didn't respect that. Even in the middle of the brainstorming session to figure out how to beat the Metal Sonics, Tails showed up with a bouquet of flowers for his crush, Amy Rose. That was the moment Sonic exploded in fury. Sonic grabbed the bouquet of flowers and shoved it in Tails' face, telling him to calm down. Don't you think there are more important things right now? The Earth is at stake. Thanks to the information gathered by Amy Rose, they already knew that the team's power was insignificant compared to the enemy. There were more than 200 Metal Sonics, and their leader, Neo Metal Sonic, had under his control a Master Emerald from an alternate timeline. Now, realizing that Sonic also had feelings for Amy Rose, Tails knew he had to act fast. He said, "Relax, little buddy. We just need to use the power of the Master Emerald. I'm sure under these conditions, Knuckles won't refuse." But at that very moment, a powerful shockwave from a massive explosion shook the city. The 233 Metal Sonics and their leader, Neo Metal Sonic, with the alternate emerald, had arrived. Team Sonic immediately went on guard, and Knuckles said, "Given the circumstances, I don't even have to think about it. We must use the emerald." Tails, with a sly look on his face, replied, "Go hold them off. I'll go get the emerald." Even though Sonic knew Tails was plotting something, he decided to go with Knuckles and Amy Rose to defend the city, under the plan that Tails would bring him the emerald so he could transform into Super Sonic and face their leader. There we see this powerful trio confronting the massive army of Metal Sonics, giving it their all. Sonic, with his hyperspeed, destroyed them faster than they could predict, because even though they were his copies, they couldn't match his skills. Knuckles, with his disaster flames, smashed them to pieces with his fists, while Amy Rose pulverized them 10 at a time, swinging her hammer like Thor, the god of thunder. But there was a huge disadvantage for Team Sonic. The Metal Sonics were far too many. After a few minutes, their fighting pace began to slow, and now they were surrounded. Sonic, angry, shouted, "Where the heck is Tails? He should have been here already!" Just as Team Sonic was about to be crushed by the Metal Sonics, Tails arrived with the Master Emerald, but he wasn't carrying it in his hands. He had used it to transform himself into Super Tails. Seeing him, Amy Rose was amazed, her eyes shining at how incredible Tails looked with all that power. This only filled Sonic with even more fury toward Tails.
Hey you! Don't forget subscribe!
Please subscribe to our channel!
Subscribe now!
Sonic knew that Tails had done it to get Amy Rose's attention, because before leaving Lord Donna's house, she had commented that she always dreamed of meeting the legendary Super Hedgehog. And even though Tails wasn't a hedgehog, his plan worked. Amy Rose turned her gaze away from Sonic, and now all the attention was on him. Determined not to let Tails take all the credit, Sonic threw himself against the Metal Sonics even though he didn't have the strength or power to keep fighting. That was his worst mistake. At that exact moment, the leader of the Metal Sonics, Neo Metal Sonic, arrived, holding the alternate Master Emerald. Using its power, he transformed into Super Neo Metal Sonic, releasing a massive vortex of golden energy that nearly blinded everyone. Sonic, being the closest, was immediately struck and sent flying by a single punch from Super Neo Metal Sonic, unable to dodge it. Sonic didn't even have the strength to stand up, so Super Tails passed in front of him with an arrogant tone of voice and said, "Oh, poor Sonic, you don't have the power to defeat him. I think it's time you watch how it's really done." Launching himself at Super Neo Metal Sonic, Tails spun his twin tails at high speed and landed a punch that forced the villain to retreat. But while Tails fought the leader, the Metal Sonic soldiers moved in to finish Sonic off. Super Tails dashed toward them with a technique similar to Sonic's spin dash, destroying them all in midair. When they turned against Amy Rose, who was wounded, Tails stood in front of her and created an electromagnetic chaos energy shield that repelled every attack. This left Amy Rose stunned, impressed once again by how amazing Tails was, and Sonic, with his mouth wide open, shocked because he had never even tried that new ability himself. Tails said, "You haven't seen everything yet, Amy. Just watch me, and you'll see how awesome I am." He began to shine with yellow electricity, and from his body burst hundreds of small birds made of pure chaos energy, attacking the remaining Metal Sonics. Surrounding himself with purple electricity, Super Tails created 4 clones of himself and charged at Super Neo Metal Sonic. But this was his downfall. Super Neo Metal Sonic grabbed each clone and absorbed their power. Now, stronger than ever, he struck Tails down, leaving him on the ground. Tails seemed to have lost his Super Tails transformation, but the emerald was still inside him. Sonic cried out, "Quick, Tails, please lend me the emerald." But Tails, not being the legendary Super Hedgehog and lacking the experience, didn't know how to release it. Just as Super Neo Metal Sonic was about to finish him off, Shadow the Hedgehog arrived to save his life. Shadow arrived and, in a fraction of a second, stripped Tails of the Emerald's power just as he had done with Sonic in their final battle. Now transformed into Super Shadow, he repelled the attack of the original Super Neo Metal Sonic and put Tails out of danger. Standing before Knuckles, Sonic, and Amy Rose, Shadow didn't waste the moment to reproach Tails, saying, "I've been watching everything that's been happening, and the time for me to intervene hadn't come until now. But let me tell you, this is no time for childish games. In the past months I've been working undercover with the government, and we already knew about the arrival of the Metal Sonics. And that was thanks to Amy Rose." Amy thanked him and asked if the plan was still in motion. Shadow answered yes, and stepping closer to Sonic, he said, "Here, I give you this power." Using Amy Rose's technology, I've been traveling through different timelines, seeing alternate futures where we might win. And only in one of them did we defeat the Metal Sonics, and that was possible because, in that timeline, I gave you the full power of the Master Emerald, so now, the rest is yours. Oh, and one more thing. In the 177 alternate futures I saw, there is only one thing that never changes at the end. You and Amy Rose always end up in love. You were born to be together, no matter who tries to stand in the way. So Tails apologized to Sonic for how he had been acting, and now Sonic, more motivated than ever, took the power of the Emerald. Transforming into Super Sonic, he launched himself against Super Neo Metal Sonic, and within seconds defeated him with a powerful Chaos Ray. Meanwhile, Knuckles, Amy Rose, and Shadow fought and defeated the remaining Metal Sonics still standing. Remember that this video is nothing more than a theory created by me with a lot of love and only with the purpose of entertaining you. If you want more videos like this, please ask for them in the comments and I'll be bringing them to you soon.